this? Garner. Why? What is this? Who did this? Why did they do it? Who greenlit this? Why? What kind of monster would do this? Who thought this was a good idea? Why? Why?
That was a question that we were asking ourselves all throughout the watching of this 3-hour monstrosity of a movie. Hello, everyone. I am Lord Captain Commander Dunn. This is a surprise evening stream. We are hopefully everybody will be able to watch and see this. Man, this movie was bad. But this, I think this is one of the worst. This is one of the worst ones we've seen. But I need to bring in my guest for the day. Please welcome Tarik.
Here's to the part and I'm calling the plum. Here's to the beast and the rest of you scum. The cage is locked in and the town is aflame, and it's ours for the taking. There you get the fame.
Good evening, everyone. Done. I don't believe it pinged on Discord though.
I'm almost finished. I'm typing it out as we speak.
All right, I just didn't realize. All right, but yeah, this one was a tough one. It almost broke me.
Yeah, you were like, I think it actually like it was like 20. I think the thing
25 minutes.
Yeah, 25 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah. I think the main thing was like, how long are we into this? We're only 24. Oh my gosh, it's 3 hours.
That is what the part that killed me. The part where I looked down at the timestamp and it said it was a 3-hour movie, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ! I've sat through Endgame. I've sat through all of the extended Lord of the Rings. I've sat through all of the extended. No, wait, I missed one of the Hobbits. But I've sat through most of the extended Hobbits. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why is this, of all things, 3 hours?
It does not deserve to be 3 hours.
There is not enough content to warrant 3 hours, and it also looks like Skids is here.
Okay. Oh, there's 2 Skids for some reason. I need to get a Transformers thing, but I guess I have one.
Beginning, middle, end. Facts, details, condense, plot, tell it.
Hello.
Hey. So which of the Skids should I bring in?
What the hell?
I don't know what happened.
Whichever one's talking.
Okay. Say something again.
I think you got rid of the wrong one.
Okay, cool.
Hey.
Good. Now we only have 3. Okay, cool. Well, yeah. Currently, we don't really have anybody else watching. That's unfortunate.
That's why I was saying to hold this off till when people are awake.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying. Yeah. True. Maybe it'll take a little bit for people to trickle in.
Man, I can alert people in my Discord right quick.
Okay. Yeah, and I did send out the notification just now, so. Yeah. Oh, here, he just died.
Yeah, I thought he said he'd be right back.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let me, put on this, my boy. But yeah, this was bad, folks. This was really bad. I don't understand how this movie. Well, I do actually know why this movie was made. It was and how it was made. Michael Bay basically got carte blanche to do whatever he wanted.
So the man got carte blanche and said, "I want dinosaurs."
Pretty much.
Then I would assume that means, like, if this did even better than 3, that The Last Night was him having the same amount of creative control.
It did not make as much as 3, but it was really close. It didn't.
Okay,
it was
I'm back.
200 million less. It was 200 million less, but it was still hefty. It was highest grossing movie of the year of that particular
Oh,
year.
talk about this movie. How much money this movie made?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why does child like these movies so much? I'll never understand.
Because the Chinese like spectacle.
Well, I heard they don't like Star Wars or Disney stuff in general.
Good.
They shouldn't.
I mean, that's the reason why Disney tried to pander them so much to remove Law in 2020.
And
look how well that turned out.
Yeah, they ended up pissing off all and sundry by supporting concentration camps.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not exactly a great idea.
No, it is not. Yeah, so let's kind of get started. The setup of this movie makes absolutely zero sense.
Oh God!
What's set up?
I know Tarik was talking about. He was wanting to leave. We were only 25 minutes in.
Yeah, that's when I flipped the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, nothing works. Nothing.
Yeah. Essentially, you have this dude, bro, failed quarterback looking guy playing, who kind of isn't that charming or anything else, playing an inventor.
Yeah, I remember as I said we were watching this. It also made more sense. Robert Downey Jr. was the guy because he kind of struck more as the guy who would be more of a tech savvy sort of person.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. I kind of like him. I haven't really seen any other. The only other movie I've seen him in is Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes.
Wait, he was in that?
Yeah, he's the astronaut.
I never saw it.
I like him I do like him as an actor. I've seen a little bit of the show The Wahlbergs, and there's a couple of movies I think I've seen him in, but I can't put my finger on it right now.
But it's kind of just, he's a jock. He's not a smart. He doesn't come off as a smart person.
No,
at all. But I think that's kind of the problem here. Also, the way he is behaving with his daughter is so weird.
Oh yeah, it's just so overbearing.
Yeah, it's not like
and he has this you can't date when she's 17 about to graduate, even though he should have already had that 3 or 4 years earlier.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
You can't date even though you're clearly 25 years old. I won't allow it.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Why they cast the same? What's her name again? The actress name?
I don't know.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Katara in the last
Olivia
movie.
I think Nicola Peltz is her name.
Yeah.
She's crap.
I heard
She's terrible.
said that her performance is even worse than her performance as Katara, which is quite an impressive feat.
Yeah, she's really annoying. In this, it's just it's just so whiny and petulant, and it's just, I don't like any of you people.
Yeah.
Why are we spending 24 minutes here with only a 4-minute Autobot scene?
4 minutes of Autobots in 45 minutes.
Humans, the humans turning on them for pretty much no reason.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, Obama doesn't know about it.
Yeah, I mean, we know Obama's canon in this universe because Transformers 2. So I'm pretty sure he would not approve this if he knew about it.
Not only that, but according to what I've heard, Obama's a big fan of the Transformers, like the Autobots. So I think he'd have even less reason to put out a kill order.
Yeah, I think that the Secretary of State is even like saying, "Hey, can we have a little press the flesh meet and greet with Optimus Prime?" And he's like, "No, Optimus Prime, we're not doing that."
Yeah, like I know he gave Sam Witwicky the medal in the third movie.
Yeah. It's like we don't have a good movie we don't like. It would have been fine if it was just, hey, this is a stupid brain dead movie. It's very simple. Well, actually, no. It's like this is a simple, streamlined movie. There isn't really much depth. We can just see giant robots hitting each other. Not terribly complex. Simple, easy to understand stuff like Transformers Prime does. But no, this is just like, it makes zero sense for the humans to be turning on the Autobots and then basically turn them into like an organ farm.
Like, it's not like a dumb action movie you can enjoy.
This is why I think that Michael Bay might secretly be very based. Like, this may be a commentary on the motherfucking Chinese organ trade, but ironically, he's being. I don't know whether or not he's being subtle about it. Like, I'm unsure.
I don't think that he can. I don't think that subtlety is something Michael Bay is capable of after.
But I say he may be being subtle about it because no one at the time caught it.
That might be true. It is the best one,
but it's still terrible.
It is. Me and White just rewatched it, and White was going, I am really ashamed that I liked this movie.
Transformers 4?
I did too.
Transformers 1.
I
mean,
Transformers 1 is still bad. Like, it's really
it's
cringy.
It's the best out. What was it called? Quintology?
Yeah, or yeah. But I guess you could say the animated one. The animated one's definitely better than any of these Transformers movies. But the first Bayformers movies,
I love that movie.
The first Bayformer movie is really bad.
And Bumblebee's good.
Yeah, mostly because the guy who did Laika, who's the Laika head, like Kubo and the Two Strings, Coraline, that guy was behind the movie.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, the humans are working
with Lockdown.
With Lockdown, this unaffiliated bot who's going to give them this seed that allows them to, wait for it, use the metal called Transformium.
Oh,
well,
I thought that fired.
I thought the Unobtainium was the low point for stupid metal idea names, but I guess James Cameron got beaten.
Is Unobtainium from Avatar?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it movie, but I've seen Critical Drinkers review of it. I just he put the J. Jonah Jameson laughing at that name.
Yeah. Unobtainium.
Could he at least come up with like a cool acronym or something like that? Like artificial transforming matter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's way better. Now I just came up with that on top of my head.
Yeah, I don't know. And they just call it Transformium, and it looks literally
fake.
Yeah, it looks like a PS2 graphic.
No, not even PlayStation 2. It's more like the tech
desk screen.
No,
desktop?
It's like the intro to the PS1.
That's what I was going to say. The intro to the PS1. Like, there was a tech demo years ago, and just to ask, am I coming in good?
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah,
okay.
You're coming great.
Okay. So there was a tech demo many years ago of like a face made out of like not even pixels, out of like simple triangular geometry, and it was the final boss in PlayStation All Stars. That's what it looks like. It's those triangles. I can't remember what they're called.
I don't. Yeah, it just looked like 2000 CGI Legos. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, like when they transform, it just looks like a, you know those like when your desktop is like sleeping and there's kind of just this morphing thing going across the screen. That's what it reminded me of.
okay, sorry, I cut out.
Yeah. And you have basically like an Optimus Prime, because of he's being hunted, like is really banged up. He's got a
He's got a missile
missile
in him
in
that's
his
still active
chest.
somehow.
And then he's picked up by Cade Yeager in this movie theater thing, and it's just this really irritating conversation
Yeah,
between
how it tries to be
this,
self-aware, like, oh, sequels, remakes, and all that crap.
Yeah.
When
And, like-
that's exactly what it's trying to be.
and the gay stereotype cowboy is talking about how he wants to kill his dad.
Just for really weird reasons. Like, it's a joke, but it's not a very good one.
There is no such thing as a good joke in
No,
this
there
movie.
was one good joke, and that was the one where the street samurai was basically talking about Optimus Prime, saying, "We're about to go die for this man." Is that leadership? Is that just leadership, or is that brainwashing?
I don't even know if that was a joke.
No, that was a joke. That was clearly
Okay.
intended to be a joke. Like, anytime I was talking about somebody like this, and I find it hilarious. Anytime Optimus is on screen, immediately people are just willing to throw their lives away for him, and I think it's mostly the voice.
Yeah, we'll talk about Optimus a little bit later, but this is like Luke Skywalker precursor in many respects.
Oh, this whole series has been.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's kind of
this
basically
is-
like I would say this Optimus is basically like this universe's equivalent to the DCEU Superman. Like basically taking a hero that's supposed to represent like optimism, like some everybody can look up to, and turns into a super dark, dour, and just this terrible being that's no better than the villains they fight.
Yeah, at least at least it was kind of just, we immediately got hit with a not Superman in Man of Steel. This at least kind of started with an Optimus who had a moral center, and then he turns into a PTSD-ridden sociopath.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually kind of worse.
I think it's just worse that like just how awfully they treated Optimus in this. This is just a character assassination I never expected to see.
Yeah. Like when they pulled the missile out, like apparently just pulling the missile out of him makes him work again.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't they just take out the Matrix leadership and just put it back right in him? Shouldn't that have just repaired him?
Yeah, but they kind of forgot about the Matrix of leadership.
I mean, they could have used that to revive a lot of their dead Autobots. Because its rules are never really properly established, like what the limits of it, stuff like that. So it just caused me a question. Just put inside the other Autobot's chest.
Yeah.
They don't even reference the other movies all that much, except for the third one. Like, I think they completely ignore 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just 3. It's like and Sam Witwicky is not mentioned at all in this movie.
Yeah,
apparently he was killed.
It up. Yeah.
Apparently he was killed by Cemetery Wind. Him and his girlfriend Carly were killed by Cemetery Wind when he sided with the Transformers.
Yeah, so it basically makes the the main trilogy completely pointless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. and it's just like really fun, and it's like officially confirmed in 5 when apparently there's the Order of Witwickens, of which he was the last member or whatever.
I mean, I get it's supposed to reference like Spike Wiki from the Transformers G1, but could they at least just give him a better last name?
Well, the thing is, Sam Witwicky and the Witwickens are the same. It just doesn't make any sense.
Neither do any of these fucking movies.
That is true.
I mean,
And
who's the writer for this?
Aaron Kruger.
Kruger, yeah. You suck, Kruger.
Yeah. I actually have a very, very pertinent thing about Aaron Kruger.
This is the worst writer in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That doesn't even make any sense, you fucking hack. Fuck you. Stop writing. You're not good at it. I wish I could punch you in the fucking face.
yeah.
Okay.
One of the few things that confuse Matthew.
Kruger sucks. So what about these? And these villains also suck.
Oh, these villains, like, I don't even understand what they really want. Like, okay, you're cornering the Transformer market. Why? You've killed the Autobots and the Decepticons. Like, who are you going to sell these to? And don't be telling me like international governments, because we now have confirmation that there's a bigger threat out there. Humanity would immediately start trying to launch into space just to kill whatever else is out there.
Yeah. Or they would turn
like it would make sense for him to hunt down the Autobots if, let's say, this were like the first movie, but this is the fourth.
Even the second one, I would argue the second one would have made more sense to hunt down the Autobots, because they wouldn't know the difference at this point.
Yeah, but at this point they are thoroughly aware. Optimus Prime and the Autobots saved Chicago and the Earth from being turned into a Decepticon playground.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, basically Cybertron Jr.
2 times over.
Yeah,
well,
that's
basically
true.
3.
He was kind of like he mutilated the. I don't remember Shockwave. I can't remember him mutilating.
Yeah, like he ripped out Shockwave's eye.
Oh.
Huh.
In 2 or in 3?
3.
Okay, so 3. Okay, 3 is kind of when he starts getting psychopathic, and this one is just like no, he's just,
wait, Shockwave or Soundwave?
Shockwave.
Okay.
Bumblebee killed Soundwave.
Was that in
waves?
3?
Yes.
I didn't watch 3 with you guys.
Yeah, it was just me and White.
Yeah, Bumblebee
it was just
killed Shockwave by like shoving up his gun up his chest and like blowing his head off.
Yeah, and Galvatron is just
not even a character.
Yeah, he's just that just
he's like I mean like it's as I said, like it's the worst Megatron all the time. This is definitely the worst Galvatron.
Galvatron, like the way Galvatron works, because of the way he can reform his body or supposedly do that. Like he should be,
or how he's like able to like not be killed by being stabbed in the chest.
He should be the ultimate threat, like down just straight up. But he's not. He's not even a presence in the movie all that much, if at all.
He doesn't even take part in the final battle.
No, he doesn't.
He just turns back into Megatron. Some reason he's just completely vulnerable in that movie.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I got no question. How come he's completely invulnerable, but not any of the drones? Since the drones are also maltransforming, but they all die. Just regardless.
Because they have giant sawed-off dinosaurs.
I mean, not even that. Like even like Hound and Bumblebee, or like the other like regular Autobots, still are able to kill them. With just regular guns.
Including the part where Hound has an enemy Transformer in his face, and he spits
Oh
out
my
his cigarette,
God.
flips it around, and apparently it's a gun, and
It's a loaded
shoots it.
shell.
It's a loaded shell, and just shoots it right in the thing's eye.
It's a
I mean,
live
is his
fucking
does his
round.
beard have guns?
Yeah, his beard has ammunition. Like, I think that's where he's pulling. But he keeps saying, "I'm out of ammo." I'm like, then rip off your fucking beard.
And it's John Goodman, for whatever reason,
Yeah, John
playing
Goodman,
this just
John
complete
DiMaggio, Ken
psychopath.
Watanabe, Peter Cullen. Like, you have a bunch of great actors, and I mean, they do a pretty good job voice acting in Transformers, but they're still pretty wasted.
Yeah.
Oh no, like this is completely wasting everyone's time.
Yeah, even like TJ Miller is completely wasted in this movie.
Yeah, well, at
Like,
least they
he's
kill his
not
character
funny
off
at all.
early.
Oh yeah, they kill him in a really, really gruesome fashion, which is kind of
Yeah,
impressive.
doesn't-
Wait,
Yeah, like only
turn him
one
into
grenade,
metal.
and it causes like 1,000 explosions
but
just from one grenade.
But the biggest issue with that whole plot line with the grenade and everything, right? Like the giant explosion that turns things into the Transformium, it's shown that 2 times. The once in the beginning, once there, and then you don't even get a scene of like the terraforming starting, if you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
like I think it was because it was Hong Kong and they didn't want to upset China. But if they shot this at like New York or something else, you know that half the city would have been decimated at that point.
Undoubtedly.
Oh yeah, I mean,
And-
Hong Kong doesn't get like probably half the destruction Chicago got.
It didn't get half the destruction fucking Egypt got.
Yeah. That's true.
Or
Or
what was that city they fought in the first movie?
I can't remember. I think it's where next to the Hoover
never
Dam.
mind. There wasn't really that much city destruction in that movie either. But
basically a few roads got torn apart.
Yeah, but Hong Kong definitely like outside in Transformers 2, 3, and 4. It definitely got the least bad destruction.
Yeah, and like the funniest part is like, Mr. Attinger is killing a bunch of Transformers in order to, like, his goal is to make money off of Transformium. Like, he's got like several billion shares.
Yeah, the man. Here's the funny thing, like the man, regardless, like even if they didn't have the seed that they wanted, he probably would have had enough money to live comfortably for the rest of eternity and then some.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And for
like he
whatever
talks
reason,
about like he didn't get any recognition for his service, but I mean, he should have enough money to retire peacefully.
yeah, and they get evil Steve Jobs, Stanley Tucci.
Why can't we make what we want to make the way we want to make it?
Now here's the thing about that. They're able to basically craft matter at this point, any kind of matter. For
Yeah, like
God's
they turn
sake,
like a My Little Pony thing into
they
a
make
gun.
They turn Rainbow Dash a Rainbow Dash plushie into a loaded 9mm.
Yeah.
And my thought is, okay, right there, you will have more money than God. You have created a technology that, for God's sake, it's you've basically made the replicator from Star Trek at this point. You can replicate matter.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
No, that alone, like you could probably if you're
Yeah, transformer drones. When you could turn that to like anything else you want, like you could probably
you can make it into coal. You could probably make it into coal, into oil, into whatever kind of energy, perpetual energy you want.
or maybe some type of machine that can make non-renewable resources.
No, you want renewable energy.
Yeah,
But that's what I
perpetually
mean.
renewable. Yeah.
No, that's the idea behind a perpetual engine. It runs off its own power and powers other things.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, they have taken Megatron's head that Prime ripped off in the first, along with his spine in the third movie, and are using it to try to, like, program stuff. And wonder of wonders, when they try to build an Optimus Prime, they managed to get the truck. Yeah, they managed to get the truck part, but it looks like Megatron, and it acts like Megatron, and it sounds like Megatron, and wonder of wonders, it's actually Megatron! Who would have thought this? He's not even the big bad of the thing. It's the Lockdown. It's this guy. This guy is the main bad guy of the movie.
God.
Yeah.
And, like, this movie...
I mean, at least Megatron in this movie is not his, like, right-hand man, like how he is in, like, Transformers 2, 3, and 5.
Yeah.
That's one slight improvement.
This is the one thing I don't understand. Like, Megatron would never be a toady. He's not meant to be one.
Yeah. The only way that he was a toady is if it's to Unicron.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and Unicron's Unicron, so...
Even then, he would be more scared of Unicron than be a toady to him.
Yeah,
that was like how he was in like the 1986 movie when he was Galvatron. Like he tries to like betray him at the end with the Matrix of leadership, but that doesn't work out for him.
Yeah, they basically turned Megatron into Starscream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating.
If you can still have, you can have other Transformer villains besides Megatron, or work like something like Overlord or Shockwave.
Yeah.
But that would be probably asking too much.
Yeah. I just noticed something. The design of Megatron kind of looks a little bit like a mechanized silvery Baron of Hell from Doom 2016. At least like the feet, probably. Little funny thing. Think of something better.
All right.
And now we get
What's
into bad
next?
stuff. Lockdown as a bad guy, completely forgettable, wasting Mark Ryan's talents.
I don't even understand why he's hunting Transformers. Like, aren't they an endangered species or something? And actually, why is it that more Transformers aren't being made if you have the pieces of the Allspark laying around in places?
No.
Yeah.
And his only reason is because his creators wanted to, since they don't like them disturbing the cosmic balance. Which doesn't make sense. It's Lockdown gives humans the seed to create more Transformers. I mean, shouldn't that disturb the cosmic balance or whatever a lot more?
His strength levels are also kind of inconsistent. Where at one point he's slamming
Optimus loses to him, but Bumblebee managed to hold his own against him for a while.
And he keeps slamming his fist on Cade Yeager's stupid sword gun. This asinine thing right here, over and over, and he's not completely crushed and destroyed.
He's basically like Mr. Burns against Maggie.
Yeah. And also just like the sword gun, where the hilt is the trigger, and the hilt is
where does he get his ammo from?
Okay, to be fair, I've been watching Stargate SG-1 with a couple of friends. At least with the spear they have in that show, where the hilt is how you fire, that makes more sense than the sword gun.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be better if it were a laser, kind of like the Wakandan spear lasers from Infinity War. At least, or like it would just be better if these movies just use lasers instead. Like basically, just gives an excuse for infinite ammo.
Yeah. there's a lot of like infinite ammo problems in these movies. Like for whatever reason, Autobot, like in Transformers 2, Optimus shoots a bullet, like shoots bullets. Where are these bullets coming from?
Well, hold on. Remember, John Goodman ran out of ammo.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
I mean, this is like the only movie in which ammo's ever a concern.
Yeah, kinda.
I mean, if they
And
just use lasers like Transformers has always done, this would
it wouldn't be as
it
much of a
wouldn't create a
problem.
problem.
Yeah. And just for whatever reason, like
Because at least they use energy, like just with Energon.
I can't get over the fact that John Goodman's character, like he's smoking this live round, and then just spits it out, flips it, and just shoots it into a thing's face. That is so stupid.
That is.
I'm just amazed that like it happened. And it's just Lockdown is just so boring. Like he's just this bounty hunter. He's got a cool car for him. That's because I'm a sucker for black Lamborghinis.
Yeah, it is.
And he has a nice
But-
theme. He has a nice theme.
Yeah, he's got a nice musical
There's
score.
nothing good besides that.
Yeah. Then we get to the inciting incident and the amazing line, "My face is my warrant."
That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, can I just punch it then?
Yeah.
Can I just punch it
The-
then? Then it won't be an issue.
Yeah. Because Optimus wakes up yelling, "I will kill you. I will kill all of you." The fat, funny friend, who's not funny at all, goes to call the government. And they come in. And they prepare to shoot Mark Wahlberg and his daughter when they like make some mess ups. That's not how the CIA work.
No. That is exactly how the CIA work.
Yeah.
Killing American civilians.
Yeah, that is exactly how the CIA works.
I mean, they're pretty contradictory. Half the time they'll talk about, oh no, we gotta prevent Chicago having, and they're like, let's just kill a bunch of people. I mean, which is it?
CIA does a lot of shady shit, like a lot of black ops stuff. So yeah, it's not above them to be willing to, basically plug American citizens if they think that it'll get them what they want. You got to remember, the CIA is responsible for the whole drug cartel in America.
Tarik, be quiet. They could be watching us right now.
I know they're watching us. That's why I'm hoping they are. Everybody has an FBI, CIA agent watching them.
All right. What about the Transformers? I guess I say you have to picture the other Transformers.
But the inciting incident, this whole fucking thing, man.
Yeah.
Just
like the whole fight when Optimus just blows out of the thing and just wastes folks. And for whatever reason, Lockdown just transforms right next to a ball game.
Yeah, and kids are watching this.
And it's just so dumb. It's so stupid. It's almost like it's blasting you in the face with how dumb it is. And then Shane Dyson, I think is his name. Tessa Yeager, Marky Mark's skank daughter, who there's a shot he's like, "Honey, air dry, damp towels, your pants are shrinking by the minute. Air dry or some air cooling or something." And it's just a shot of her legs and her short Daisy Dukes adorned butt. And it's just
I honestly don't
really?
even find her that attractive. So
Me neither. No, she is not in any way, shape, or form appealing. I don't really find any of the ladies in these movies that attractive.
No, they aren't.
Yeah.
They genuinely aren't.
Maybe they're just so
Yeah.
hypersexualized. It's just kind of
Lame and boring.
yeah.
But listen, there's no tread left on the tire.
Yeah. And like Sports Illustrated photo ships have more class than this, man.
They do.
Like, it's like this is just weird. And especially since she's supposed to be like 17, it kind of makes it worse.
Okay, Skids, what's going on with your mic here?
Are we going to talk about the Romeo and Juliet scene?
Oh, that crap. We need to
prevent us from talking.
Oh, well, okay, let's get past this bit where, okay, so they go in, they get rescued by her boyfriend, and they manage to evade them. Yeah, and apparently, like, she's been involved in rally car races behind her dad's back.
Yeah.
Like, that's I would if I found out about that my daughter would be doing that, I would not be like I would be a little bit irritated that, oh, you're dating a guy behind my back.
Like, I remember there's that one scene. It was like, or was that you making that noise that one night, like implying like they were having sex or whatever? I mean, could he not bother to check?
I'm literally going to kill you is his line after that happens.
Oh.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's just like that moment where like Titus Welliver shows up and is like, I think you need to have a warrant, sir. My face is my warrant. It's like,
oh,
why?
Would you say that's the dumbest line in the movie?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you
that is one of the dumbest lines in the movie, yeah. Along with the Romeo and Juliet, a scene dedicated to the Romeo and Juliet law.
God. Like, in fact, he just has that in his wallet.
Yeah.
I mean, was he like he was just prepared to have this?
I have
just
proof.
like pulled up on his phone.
This is not photoshopped.
Natural.
This is not photoshopped. This is an actual thing in this movie. I wish this were photoshopped, but this is an actual still image from this movie.
This movie is so stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, like, why would you that is the sign of a goddamn sex offender as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Michael Bay is kind of like the sex offender of movie making.
But here's the weird thing. Why would Michael Bay know that law exists?
I guess Aaron Kruger and him did research?
No, but why? Like, out of all the things, why would you... Is it because they were saying, like, okay, there's some issues here with the age differences between characters or something? Like... You remember what I said in Transformers 2, where somehow Michael Bay gets all the small details right, but he can't put them together for worth a damn?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, a detail like that, that's actually a very intricate detail, but it's in the wrong fucking movie.
Yeah, it's like, why do you need to halt the movie dead in its tracks and, like, say, it's okay, this 20-year-old who is banging this 17-year-old is not a sex offender or pervert.
Why is this in the goddamn movie?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we have many questions to ask Mr. Bay.
I would love to... Like, here's the funny thing. You showed us that thing where he was supposed to be presenting for some kind of company, who was he presenting for?
Samsung?
But then he just... For Samsung.
TV?
and then he just walked away, and I'm like, what the hell was that? I'm wondering if Michael Bay is actually. Again, like I told you, my teacher told me when he worked on like the set of Pearl Harbor, the man is very detail oriented. I wonder if he just gets so lost in these little details that he never realizes that I never put the full picture together.
Yeah. Skids, are you okay there? Since I'm seeing a duplicate of you. Okay, I'll just do that. You that better? Hello?
Hello?
You doing okay? Okay, good.
I can't hear him.
Strange.
Hmm.
I'm hearing it clicking, but
sorry.
no worries.
My
Slight def-
Wi-Fi is
You're roboting
on the
too.
fritz, so
Yeah. Okay.
Sound more metal than the Transformers.
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
And then I would be more honestly, like I would be more like scared of my daughter doing rally car races than
Easily, yeah.
Yeah, since that's like you can get killed doing that. And I was just like,
You can't hear me?
I can barely hear you, even though like I've adjusted your volume to be 100. Oh, let me actually do you 100. Do you up 100%? Testing. You okay there? As your mic sound. Just say something random.
Well,
Okay, you sound pretty good. Okay. But oh wow, you're really roboting hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they like, and there's also like another little detail, like you were talking about, like when they make this jump, like his like rally car suspension, which is also there to get a Red Bull ad in there.
Yeah.
Like he just like, I just barely got picked up by Red Bull. My whole savings is in that car. And
he's mentioning like a cracked rim. Like the tire's fucked. That thing ain't going nowhere. But still, like he could have just said something simple like the engine died or like something is busted under the hood. No, he specifically knows it's a cracked rim.
Is it cracked rim or cracked axle?
A cracked rim. I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's something about the car is fundamentally screwed.
Yeah.
And then as they're running, the fat guy who's wearing flip-flops, like you do, because he's an idiot hippie who got a football in the face and fell over because Marky Mark is an asshole. I'm not even calling him Cade Yeager. That name is way too cool. His name, it's Marky Mark. That is it. And Lockdown throws a grenade at them and misses everybody but the funny guy and turns him into a metal statue.
Which still makes no sense. Like, okay, a grenade. Why would he? Okay, so that's what makes Transformium, right? That specific explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but wasn't it they saying that like Transformium was some kind of rare material and they had no way to make it, yet for some reason Lockdown would throw a grenade that could do like I would have to assume that's a very rare type of grenade.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Like, but then why would you waste it?
Because Michael Bay doesn't understand writing, nor does Aaron Kruger.
What? He understands stereotypes?
He does, yes.
Yeah,
but
like...
the thing he doesn't understand is that he seems to think that's how people actually act like.
Like, the moment... I forgot about this. Like, the moment where the realtor comes in and says, hey, you have not been paying any of your rent or anything else.
You haven't paid your property taxes or your mortgage.
And, like, this, like large fat black woman, because apparently yelling fat black people are funny to Michael Bay.
Oh, come on. It's still, hold on. It's still like what, the mid 2000s. Medea's still as popular as ever.
True. And like Marky Mark like comes out with a baseball bat and say, I will beat your brains out if you come. I'm on my I'm on my
come
property.
Near my property.
And it's just you have been and like he's been stealing Wi-Fi and electricity from other people.
He should probably be in jail for that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a prison sentence. I think that's just like a fine
or
or
at least be,
something.
I mean,
It's at
oh
least
yeah, I remember we did
illegal.
talk about his financial situation. Like, what can you do to make money?
Oh yeah, just his his warehouse. He should be getting grants out the wazoo.
My mom is actually going back to college for something. Like, not even that she needs to, and she's applying for grants, and I'm pretty sure she'll get some of them.
Yeah, and also just like applying to like just saying, hey, there's a robot. I imagine the robotics industry is probably like fairly non-competitive. Like and like if he's building stuff like this, if he's building
Yeah.
stuff like
Well,
this,
maybe you should make useful stuff instead of just a stupid guard robot that says he'll call 911 but never does.
That's the one thing. Like, I think the reason why he doesn't get grants is genuinely because his what he's making is genuinely worthless.
Yeah.
maybe.
But at the same time, no, I'm pretty sure like the private robotic industry, yeah, he would be getting grants probably.
And I think like if he's making this just on his spare time, if they gave him some specifications of what they want, he could probably make a lot of this stuff. Like if he's making this on like a shoestring budget, they'd be like, "Hey, here, come on in. We will give you X amount of money to do this."
Of course, by the end of the movie, there is no sort of
resolution.
There is no resolution to this. Like, it's not like working with Optimus or the Autobots gave him any kind of revelation that he needed.
Yeah. Well, the closest thing he says when that guy says he'll just help him find a house.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You are correct. They did promise to, help him with
his
that.
house. And like that's also another like the explosions in this movie. I don't like just hitting the ground causes an explosion to happen and sparks to come up.
Yeah, it's like everything's bound nitroglycerin.
Yeah, like and every single explosion just sparks
like a firework,
are like a firework are everywhere. It's really distracting. Like, it's just like yeah, I guess it's one of Michael Bay's like touches that he likes to put in for whatever reason. I don't get it. It's stupid and it looks terrible and tacky, but he keeps doing it.
Well, as long as the Chinese pay their pretty fat bucks, he's going to keep doing it.
Yeah. So they get away in Optimus Prime. Like, even though like Optimus is having this fight with Lockdown, and like there was no moment where they actually like transformed and engaged. They're just abruptly fighting on the rooftops.
Right. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. They're in plain view of everyone who's available to see.
Yeah, that too. And but it's just like how kind of like usually there's kind of a moment where it's like Optimus Prime Lockdown. We don't even have that. They're just like abruptly fighting in the middle of this car chase. Like it's just it's so weird in its badness.
It's just terrible. The whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing, and that this is so structurally incompetent. And well, maybe this isn't a surprise. Movie Bob actually liked this movie.
For God. When you eat McDonald's 24/7 a day, your taste is going to be pretty shit.
But this is kind of a new low. I'm not sure which is worse, this or TLJ. I think like TLJ is less torturous to watch than this movie.
I'm hesitant to agree with you on that because I was a big Star Wars fan, specifically of Luke Skywalker. So that movie I feel was a personal attack on me. But again, at the same time, it's weird. It's weird because Transformers can survive this. Like, it did survive this.
Yeah.
But Star Wars couldn't survive. It's so... I bitch at people all the time on different Discord servers because we always go back to the same fucking well, whether it be Star Wars or Marvel or you know what I mean. Like, it's the same conversations day in and day out. You can't escape it. But Transformers is kind of special in that it's not reliant on one medium to... It's not reliant on one medium for major lore and whatnot. It's always had multiple
Guys, can you hear me?
mediums.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah.
It's always had the multiple mediums, so there wasn't one way to destroy this franchise, and it survived Michael Bay, obviously.
Yeah.
But Star Wars needs the movies.
Yeah. And honestly, like, now Star Wars is kind of
dead.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like, let's call it in a
except for
coma,
like the 50
because
shows
there's still
that Disney's making.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's on life support, I guess, with kind of like people being really entranced by the Mandalorian and Bad Batch.
I have no idea why. Like, Mandalorian, I understand because that feel like I know we're off topic here, but Mandalorian I understand because it's kind of like something George would have made. He's made it's a space western. It's just not a very intelligent one. Bad Batch, I have
like leaving your jetpack.
Bad Batch, I have no idea why people are watching. These are characters who didn't appear until like season 7 of the Clone Wars, and then all of a sudden,
it's just because it's just similar to Clone Wars.
I don't get it. Regardless, like I've kind of shut myself off from all things Star Wars and Disney at this point.
Yeah, same. I'm just not interested anymore. I'm just watching. Honest,
they're bad.
Oh, go for it. Sorry.
Bad. Just.
Do you live in a fucking cave, man? You laugh, but you don't answer.
Yeah.
Well, it's storming terribly where I'm at right now. I mean, okay, maybe I should say terribly. That's an exaggeration, but
guess we just picked the wrong day. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's really interesting. Like, maybe it's just me, but I would rather watch the sequels than the Transformers movies.
I'd rather Dude, I've been consuming so much. The only good content I've been consuming recently was Stargate SG-1 with a couple of other friends, and that is just really good TV. But man, we've been watching Transformers. We've been watching okay, admittedly the original trilogy, which I still hold deep in my heart, but we've been watching so much shit. The last movie I saw in theaters like 3 weeks ago was The Purge, and that was shit. I don't want to see Black Widow because I know that's crap. It's kind of like, why can't we have new stuff that's halfway decent?
Hollywood does have originality.
Yeah, it's kind of that idea. Like Professor Geek is saying, like, it's kind of the thing that Professor Geek keeps like bemoaning is that like people feel like they need new content to like, but when there's kind of like a lot of old content, but the problem is old content's kind of finite, at least good old content.
Well, here's another one I've been watching. This is why I'm kind of really cynical tonight. We've been watching on a different server the reboot of She-Ra. Like that is some of the most vapid shit I have ever seen. Like, kind of like in these movies, it's weird because in She-Ra, nothing in that series is earned. These characters, they go through some kind of trial, but it's always very saccharine. It's very cuddly and everything. Like, no one really gets hurt, no one gets maimed, and I'm pretty sure the 80s version of He-Man and She-Ra had more stakes than this.
Oh, are you talking about like the new He-Man show that was Kevin Feige?
I'm talking not Kevin Feige, Kevin Smith, the guy who made Clerks.
Oh,
okay.
Apparently is gonna be bad. Like the
Oh, it
grapevine is not good.
It's not even about He-Man, so.
Yeah,
But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. The point I'm trying to make, though, is that there's just such all the new stuff we're watching is so saccharine. It's so childish. There's no weight to any of the consequences of any of this, and that is especially true in Transformers. They're like, again, the only thing of consequence was the Chicago thing, and even then, that makes no sense.
yeah.
I mean, Transformers, like, at least politics, like social justice politics, didn't ruin this series like it has pretty much everything else.
No, that's because Michael Bay. That's why I'm under the impression that Michael Bay is secretly red-pilled, because he did not allow anyone to destroy this but him.
Yeah, I'd actually agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that like Michael Bay is a red-pilled sociopath who just literally doesn't care.
He may not even be red-pilled. He just may be a sociopath. I buy that.
Yeah. Yeah, he displays multiple sociopathic tendencies. Like, there's a vagina dentata that spews goo on Hound's face, and then he just shoots it.
Yeah,
But
like he was like, "You're too starving to live."
again, but props to Michael Bay. You know, he kept making mistakes, but he wouldn't. And it's not even in a George Lucas way with the prequels. It's more like, yeah, I made these mistakes, but you know what? Fuck you. I made $1 billion doing it.
I mean,
Yeah,
at least George
twice.
could accept criticism.
Yeah.
I mean, I would take George above just about anyone else.
I'd rather much have Lucas's mistakes rather than Bay's mistakes.
Yeah. Since Bay, I think that Bay hates it. I think that Bay hates his audience to a certain extent. Like, at least with these movies, like, he hates Transformers fans.
Yeah. This is like the ultimate hate letter.
Yeah.
But there's, like, obviously you could say the same about Rian Johnson, but the problem is that when Bay does it, here's the thing: when Johnson did it, he didn't know people was gonna hate it. He thought people would laud him for it, but then he got
Wait, didn't he say?
prissy.
Wait. Didn't Rian Johnson say like it's like one of his interviews? Looper, he likes to make divisive films.
I think that was Brick, actually.
Listen,
Brick. It was like one of his first ones when he kind of just had a head of hair rather than his roundness.
Here's why I disagree with that, because I know it's very childish to think, but I really don't think any director comes out of the gate saying, I want to make something that's going to piss everyone off. I think he truly thought he was going to surprise people. On the other hand, I think Michael Bay personally is like, you know what? I'm in movie 4. They can't stop me.
Yeah,
including... there's a kind of, you kind of almost have to respect.
Yeah. Luckily, he was stopped after 5.
No, hold on. You kind of have to respect that kind of arrogance, though. You don't have to like it, but come on, the balls on this man.
Yeah, he definitely has balls. Like, I think that, like, just like,
yeah, I mean, well, Ryan also still thinks this trilogy is going to happen.
Yeah, but that's not balls. That's delusion.
Yeah, that's clearly delusional. Like I think that Disney clearly doesn't like Ryan. Like,
not since it cost them the ability to make back the money they bought Star Wars for.
Yeah, since they're just like if they had kept making movies like Force Awakens,
directed episode Mandalorian.
I think kind of like the funny thing is, like, if he had just made a movie like Force Awakens, I think that Star Wars would still be successful.
Or made like $2 billion.
Here's the thing: if he made something like Force Awakens, I honest to God think that no one would have ever noticed the problems. Like, you would have had a lot of, like, I know people were noticing the issues with Force Awakens after it came out, if you know what I mean. Like, that's why we got the Mahler critique and everything. But at the same time, at least you could have kept the goodwill.
I know there's a decent amount of people who did turn off Force Awakens.
Yeah, they did, but at the same time, but they were realizing the movie wasn't as good, but they weren't becoming.
Last Jedi.
They weren't shoved. They didn't have it shoved in their face how bad it was.
No, and they're like, okay, well, Force Awakens wasn't as good as I once thought, but hey, at least there's room for improvement in the next movie. Maybe they can do better.
Yeah, like if Last Jedi were at least a little bit better, then maybe the sequel trilogy would be well received, but not for like the good reasons.
It was all about keeping goodwill, and they couldn't. But that's sort of like what's going on with Transformers here. It started out with some goodwill, but coincidentally, like Last Jedi, movie 2 killed that goodwill, and then movie 3 came out, and it just kept spiraling out of control. Yet somehow we keep going.
And the weird thing was, this is this movie franchise until 5 is anti the law of diminishing returns. These movies kept making more and more money.
It doesn't make sense. That the math just doesn't add up.
No, it doesn't. And it kind of, now we get, after that, they meet up with the Autobots, and one of them has a coat, a metal coat.
Yeah. A
How
green metal coat. He's a street samurai.
And then you have an actual samurai with a golden face.
He's a stereotype Japanese samurai.
And it's just, even like, he calls Optimus Prime Sensei. He's like, Bumblebee, you suck. You have no focus. And it's just... And then Hound is just fat John Goodman playing a psychopath who's willing to shoot at anybody.
Yep.
And he's a grizzled old veteran for some reason.
Apparently, yeah.
Despite the fact that we've never seen him in any other movies.
Yep. And we've kind of talked about the assassination of Optimus Prime.
Yeah. No need to go any more detail.
Yeah. And then like they go to find the... So this movie actually... Oh, I forgot to put that in. I feel so bad. But the two climax... This movie has two climaxes.
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't. Like the invasion on the thing, that doesn't feel like a climax to me, nor does it feel like a rising action. It feels more like something that just happens at chance.
Yeah. It'll probably make more sense if, let's say, it took place at Hong Kong. Like, they free Optimus at Hong Kong, and then, like, the battle at Hong Kong happens. Like, basically tie both plot lines together.
Instead of just moving, like... I mean, I guess they have to introduce the idea of Galvatron doing what he's doing, but at the same time, it never leads anywhere anyway, so
well,
there's no
they already
point.
have Brains with him, and he was the one that revealed it to him, so he still would have been able to tell him that.
Yeah, and also just so much pointless slow-mo throughout this movie, artificially extending the runtime.
Yeah, just like Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that movie, but after I heard Darkseid forgetting the location of Earth, I'm like, okay, I'm not giving Zack Snyder any more chances.
Yeah.
And
Zack
people
Snyder
ate it up.
Yeah. Yeah, Overlord DVD. I'm like, dude, I am losing so much respect for you. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm almost tempted to just go back and watch Transformers Armada, the cartoon I watched as a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
Transformers Prime. Transformers Prime is great.
And animated. Like, basically anything Transformers is better than this. Except maybe Energon. Like, Transformers Energon is pretty terrible.
But here's the thing, like, I was at my local comic store the other day. They have like some Optimus Prime toys they sell like for $15 and whatnot, the older models, and I'm like, those still look pretty cool. Like, But these Transformers, the ones in the movie, they're so ugly.
Yeah.
they're really over designed.
Or they just have weird human qualities that don't make sense, like their beards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like. Okay. What's next?
Okay. Yeah, and then like just so we do get the moment where they invade the Autobot Oregon chop shop.
A literal chop shop, yeah.
Yeah, and like Optimus says, "I have sworn not to harm humans. When I find the one responsible for this, he's going to die." And then when he's faced with him, he doesn't shoot him.
No, despite
After-
despite the fact he's running basically a Chinese organ harvesting site.
Yeah, as well as like he's been killing and harming humans this whole movie. You cannot tell me that when he destroys those cars and like starts shooting at these humans who are trying to grab him, that he is not killing humans.
Wasn't it like just 2 movies ago they couldn't do anything to destroy the Transformers, yet in this movie they somehow rediscovered the tech to destroy what's his name? Ratchet.
Yeah.
With that before lockdown comes into the picture. This world building, if you can even call it that at this point, is just fucking awful.
And then like they find a way. So lockdown. So they break in, and they have this Mission Impossible style break in for whatever reason.
That should never have worked.
But it does.
No, but it shouldn't have even gotten as far as it did. Like it didn't work, but it should never have gotten as far as it did either. Where where Bumblebee is basically sexually assaulting the car that's modeled after him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's more like a physical assault.
Well, okay, yeah, it's both. It's both, yeah. I don't know what the fuck a Transformer does to fuck. Like, I mean, we have Transformer eggs in 2, so
yeah. Yeah. Then we have Dinosaur Transformers in this.
That are underutilized as shit.
Yeah. It is just that was the thing that was selling this movie was seeing Optimus Prime riding a freaking metal Tyrannosaurus Rex.
They're marketed as.
What a stupid fucking movie.
Yes. No,
they're not characters. They're just marketing.
Yeah. It's like it's like there's no character like Grimlock. That's not Grimlock. It's a metal Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah. Actually, I watched this relates. I watched the Rick and Morty episode the other day with the Captain Planet parody, Planetina. If you've heard of that recently, and it's basically like all the Transformers are in these movies is they're not characters, they're not people, they're just marketing material for Chevy.
Yeah.
Or for General Motors, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. The product placement in this movie is insane.
Yep. Who can forget the Bud Light singing? You better have insurance. It's a freaking spaceship.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was a line. Like, you better have insurance. It's a fucking spaceship.
Yeah. And like just the Victoria's Secret all over the place and Chinese product placement.
For stuff you can't even buy in this country, nor would you want to. Man.
There's also the fact that Optimus has those, like, the rock, like a jetpack but he doesn't use it to fight Lockdown or to like take the seed until the very end
What
of the
was the
movie.
point of the seed again? I can't even remember.
It's a ticking time bomb MacGuffin that is just meant as like a blow up Hong Kong thing.
Yeah, but they didn't know that. I thought it was. Oh, that's right. They wanted it to use it to create more Transformium. Despite the fact that fucking Lockdown has grenades that can do this.
Yeah.
And then there's that grenade that that John Goodman gives the humans, the ones that's about literally their size.
Yeah, it's like the size of a car
person.
engine.
Yeah.
It's like the size of a car engine.
Yeah, the
It probably
giant
weighs
frag
about the
grenade.
same.
And then he's telling them, pull the pin, and it's kind of like, why? Why would you give this to us? What are we supposed to do with this?
Yeah, like couldn't he not just grab it and just pull the pin himself?
That was my question. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This
Yeah. I just yeah, and like they go like for whatever reason they decide to redeem the organ harvester guy.
Yeah, they do. And that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
It's quite clear he's supposed to be a Steve Jobs pair. This is why I think Michael Bay may secretly be based. He moved his sweatshop to fucking China, is clearly based off Steve Jobs. He's clearly criticizing Steve Jobs in this movie, basically saying you're exploiting people and are a terrible human being.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like... And don't tell me that was the guy who wrote the movie. I don't think the man is smart enough to know to do that. That's why I'm unsure about what Michael Bay is. He's an anomaly.
Yeah, he's kind of made very few movies after this. Like he's made only 2.
Okay, to be fair, the man doesn't need to make another movie in his life. He's set.
That is true. That is true.
I don't want him to.
Fuck. Shia LaBeouf wouldn't have needed to make another movie in his existence if he was smart, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even. I don't think he even has the excuse that Macaulay Culkin did, where his family stole his money. I think Shia LaBeouf was just a moron.
Probably, yeah. And it kind of like you remember that bit in Transformers 3 where he was like, oh wait, no,
I wasn't there for that.
Okay. There's actually a moment in Transformers 3 where Shia was actually like not as part of his performance where he was actually freaking out when the car was moved forward and he just dashed out of the car and started grabbing somebody and somebody like grabbed one of the agents and like he was just legit freaking out because he'd been in a car accident a few years earlier and he was having a PTSD attack on set and Michael Bay just said, okay, we'll use this.
I believe it.
If that must have been a really bad fucking accident, because I've been in one myself where I was T-boned, and I've never had that moment where I get out of a car, you know, and I've been in like one other one since then. Wait, I've been in one other one since that accident, and I did not have a flashback. I just immediately went, fuck! So
I have insurance.
But so I don't know what that says about Shia LaBeouf though. Like, unless he was halfway dead when they got him, that's the only reason I could think he would have this issue.
Or he's just a wuss.
That was what I was kind of alluding to.
Yeah, he could be. It could have been like I just know that like he like that was not like there was kind of a moment in there where it's just like where he's like screaming and freaking out and like it just like oh gosh that's not fake, that's real. Oh ouch.
That's why
it's not even acting.
That's why I'm hesitant to make fun of him because he could have gotten really fucked up, but I doubt it.
Kind of like Jekyll or something like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like Mark Hamill before Empire, where they had to do an entirely new scene just because he got so messed up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah, it's I don't know what to make of that.
All right. What else do we have done?
Well, with like the fight on the highway, where
What's there
Megatron-
really to say about that?
There really
Like,
isn't much.
kind of like this whole movie. It's a waste of your time. You that 3 hours feels like 6. At the end of the day, you kind of just want to off yourself.
Yeah.
And Michael,
I mean, this movie should have been like an hour shorter.
it really should have been.
I mean, if these movies were only an hour and a half, hour 45, then I probably would at least rewatch it for entertainment value. At least.
There was no entertainment to be found here.
Yeah. Like, these feel more bloated than The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least The Hobbit had like some great gore in the third movie. Like,
Oh yeah.
like he's going back to his roots.
Yeah, and kind of the weird thing is like the extended editions actually fix a lot of the problems with the theatrical, which is interesting since, especially with Battle of the Five Armies, has some really choppy editing in the theatrical.
Yeah.
Like, you know that bit where like they just completely edit out the chariot stuff and they're just suddenly riding goats bareback in the theatrical.
That movie, like I you know what? People always say like, "Ew, you like The Hobbit? What the fuck's wrong with you?" Ironically or coincidentally, most of these people are on the Mahler server. I was like, "Yeah, the extended actually makes these entertaining."
Yeah. And like especially like 3, where 3 is just like, ouch, that is like pretty
There's some
hefty.
brutality in here.
Yeah, like you like when just an orc is just walking around on the stumps of his legs.
Yeah, there is some there's some honest to God brutality here.
Or when those like malformed Alabama trolls start like running up to the chariot with the dwarves in it, and the chariot just goes over them in an arc, and just the wheels of the chariot just destroy their heads.
Oh,
There's some good scenes that are added in.
Or when a warg is like when they're like riding on the ice, and the like this was in the trailer, at least like the wargs attacking the chariot, and I was very disappointed that it wasn't in the movie. That was in the extended. But then like when I saw it, it was like, and just one of the wargs gets caught between one of the side wheels and the wall, and it just gets turned to bloody paste.
These are some great movies. I don't know what the fuck people are talking about.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is great.
I want to watch that now.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, it's like we've kind of covered most of it. And like Optimus Prime fights Lockdown, and after he's been kicking wholesale butt, Lockdown just kind of like is able to beat him, but then Bumblebee holds his own, and for whatever reason, Cade Yeager isn't smashed like a pancake after he's been like Attinger had his gun on him, and Optimus Prime just shoots Attinger.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
But here's the thing, like, all of the way these movies should go is like a freaking like an original Toho Godzilla movie. The human element should not be interfering with any of this. This should be far beyond human scale.
I mean, Transformers can talk. You don't need to. You could still understand the plot if you just focus on them exclusively.
But you get what I mean, right? Like, if you want to focus
Yeah.
on the humans in something like this, and I have no idea why you would, but you really should make it more about like the the way the humans are maneuvering the battle rather than how they're participating in it.
Yeah.
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 And it's just, and then like Optimus Prime just stabs Lockdown in the chest and then just splits his torso in half with his giant sword.
That gives him the Night Gauntlets from the next movie.
Yeah.
Uh,
And just, they also apparently like ripped off the Man of Steel gravity machine, since they're just throwing things up and down.
I thought that was a magnet, though.
It
That's
was a
different.
magnet. It's kind of doing the same thing visually.
Yeah, it was a magnet.
Yeah.
It wasn't a magnet, but it's doing the same thing visually.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's basically just an excuse to like throw things up, pull things up into the air, and then throw them back
And
down.
again, though, like they didn't even do.
And for some reason, when the Dinobots were being sucked in there, they don't transform robot mode to hold on to stuff.
Yeah. It was funny to see the Triceratops just try to like run down the face of a building. But it's just, it's like 5 or 6 funny things at most
In a
Maybe I'm being
3-hour movie.
I might be being very generous when I say 5 or 6. Like when he just grabs the Budweiser and you're just like, your face is filled with a Budweiser, with scattered remains of Budweiser. And then Marky Mark, like when like the guy demands insurance, he's like, "You want insurance on this big friggin' spaceship?" And just pops.
He's like,
one off.
get my gun.
Give my space gun, and then he just like uncaps it on the dude's car, takes a swig, and then of the Bud Light and just tosses it. It's just so dumb.
It is really dumb.
Yeah, I kind of put like a little bit of like the miscellaneous bad stuff, like the frickin' product placement and the Romeo and Juliet law.
Yeah.
Why is there a car? Also, why is this relationship even a thing in this movie? We don't
You don't
care.
really need it. Like,
We don't care.
I don't
like
understand
Tim
why
and Mark don't really have like a proper like arc about it.
I do not understand why they always focus on the human relationships in these fucking movies.
Yeah.
Like,
You only need like one human character, and that would be fine.
yeah, they all they need is the straight man to the Transformers. Like, that's it, and that was all they needed. And for some reason, they always try to make it a comedy too, like
And
a
it's
partial
not
comedy.
funny. But it's not funny is the problem. It's like the opposite of funny in many cases.
Miserable, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. And like eventually
And
through no
cringe.
merit of his own, Shane Dyson proves himself to Marky Mark, and Marky Mark doesn't have an arc really to understand. I need to stop putting my daughter's vagina in a box.
Yeah.
He just abruptly isn't. He just abruptly decides, okay, it's fine that you can date my daughter, even though Shane Dyson has done basically nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie was bad. It was It was torturous.
Yeah. This was just miserable
Yeah.
all around.
Yeah. Yeah, but the only thing I kind of like was just when Optimus Prime was just riding Grimlock, they were charging. That was like the only good scene.
Yeah. And then like this army of Decepticons that's been kind of like Hound and I think Bumblebee have been fighting their way through. Just Optimus Prime comes in with these giant dinosaur robots and just kills all of them.
Yeah.
And then it keeps going. with the freaking magnet beam thing.
And they they don't reform. They don't do any of the stuff that this Transformium should allow them to do.
Yeah. Nor, for some reason, they go to the bridge, despite the fact that there's no reason to. Just that way Optimus can fight Lockdown alone.
Yeah. In the end, the fight with Lockdown is so unsatisfying.
It didn't need to happen, period. Like, there is no reason why. There's just no reason. There's not even a reason why he hates Optimus. It's never given.
He's just been tasked with grabbing him for the quintessence.
Whatever, man.
I'm now kind of interested now, once we watch the Transformers movies, to watch through Lindsay Ellis's The Whole Plate series.
Man, I bought throwing knives recently. Why are you telling me this shit?
What, are you gonna use them on me?
No, on me. I don't even know how I do it.
Well, you can always just cut your wrists.
Unfortunately, only the tips are sharp. They're made solely for throwing, not cutting. I bought them for research, for Shadows of Tyrion, because I was describing throwing knives, and I was like, shit, I don't know how to throw knives. I don't know what the kind of movements you need to do are.
Oh, well, I actually there's actually a knife and axe throwing range near my house.
There's a what?
There's an axe and knife throwing range near my house.
I bought some because we have a large enough backyard, and we have some old particle board I can just use. They were $18. I'm not losing $100 on this shit.
Oh no! It's just funny to me because we actually had a lot of fun at an axe throwing range near my house, so we decided to build one in our backyard.
Oh, nice. Me and my brother did that not too long ago. We went. There's a place near our town where that's done, and it's kind of fun. It was fun. We had a lot of good times.
Yeah, but this was kind of just the miscellaneous bad things that I just didn't think could fit into a plot synopsis. But
here, let me sum it up for you. It's all shit.
Yeah. The product placement in this movie is just I kind of can't think of any description other than this product placement. This is whorish product placement.
This is Adam Sandler.
Yeah, this is this is about on par with Jack and Jill or any of his other. This is I you know what? I think that Jack and Jill might make more sense than this movie.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
I didn't realize that I would ever
placement well.
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but then again, it's 10:30 at night, and my brain is not functioning well right now.
Well, I think that we've talked about this movie at length. Probably thankfully, we're shorter than the movie.
Yeah. I mean,
good.
Yeah, how long can you kick a dead horse?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same movie, the same problems over and over again. It's just that Transformers 2 is somewhat more racist than this movie.
Transformers 2 is somehow more watchable.
You know what? I might actually agree with that.
Because at least it's a train wreck. It's like watching NASCAR crash.
It is like watching NASCAR, all the racism included.
Yeah. Yeah. Any final thoughts about this piece of garbage movie?
I got a final thought. I got a final thought real quick. Bay, I've never been broken, and you ain't broken me yet, you son of a bitch.
It's the worst movie of 2014.
It made the most money out of any movie in 2014. Even though, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes came out, and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is way better than this. Captain America Winter Soldier is definitely better than this.
Oh, and Guardians Galaxy 1 came out
Yeah.
that same year.
How to Train Your Dragon 2 came out that year. That's still a masterpiece. Oh, The Hobbit came out that year.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. Oh, I actually saw,
Desolation Smaug? No,
Yeah.
5 armies. It was 5 armies.
yeah, 5 armies, yeah.
What a piece of shit this whole fucking thing was.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thankfully,
At
there's
least
only
the-
one movie left.
yeah, and thankfully that movie didn't make enough money.
Nope, it didn't.
To
It lost like
keep-
100
keep
million or
making-
something.
Yeah, like 50 million, I heard. I mean, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure most of that money it did get was just from China.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like
If it weren't for
yeah,
that,
it
it
only
probably
made, like-
would have only made maybe 400 million.
no, it only made 100 million domestically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I heard it makes around 600 million. But I'm pretty sure without China, it would have been quite a bit lower.
Yeah, Transformers: The Last Night grossed 130 million in the US.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm considering doing a live streaming reactions to Legend of the Seeker since it's free on ABC. You can just watch it for free on ABC. So I'd like to test and see if we could do it like we did Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas or the BBC Narnia movies. And just watch like an episode or two per week or something, and kind of like, since I've seen the show and I quite like it, it's kind of like Xena meets Lord of the Rings in some ways. There's like its tone. But I forgot the Oreo robot. Yeah, it's kind of just, they're just throwing like they have like at one point like Optimus Prime goes through a Victoria's Secret bus.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
like I think like CinemaSins, like as much as I really don't like CinemaSins, there's actually
No one
like
does anymore.
yeah. Let me actually pull up their Everything Wrong with Transformers 4 and just do their product placement and American flags thing.
Oh,
All right, dude.
yeah.
Donna, I gotta get going. It's
Okay.
getting late.
Yeah, well, we'll probably like. I'd love to do that. Maybe we'll do that another time. But it seems like now is probably the best time to call it good. But I think that the best thing to end it on is this.
This is beyond a piss me the fuck off movie. This is if this movie was a person, I would assault it movie.